Hello, my name is Janet Jarko, and I'm going to be telling you the fairy tale of Cinderella. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a family, a mother, a father, and a little girl. The mother ended up getting sick and dying, so the father decided that he needed a new wife. He remarried another woman who had two little girls of their own. His little girl was named Ella, and when Ella moved with the stepmother and her stepsisters, they treated her wrongly, and they made her her servant. So she ended up doing the dishes, cleaning the floors, and cleaning the fireplace. She had so many ashes and embers on her dress that they ended up calling her Cinderella because she was so dirty. One day, Cinderella found out that her sisters and her were that the prince was going to have a ball to find his own wife. So the wicked stepmother decided that her two daughters could go to the ball and bought them beautiful dresses, but she refused to buy Cinderella a dress and told her she would stay home and clean the house instead. She was not able to go to the ball. So Cinderella ended up making her two sisters look beautiful and go to the ball, but she had to stay home. When the stepmother and the two sisters left, Cinderella was at home crying her eyes out. She went outside, and when she went outside, she made a wish that she could go to the ball herself. Meanwhile, a star came down and turned into a fairy godmother. The fairy godmother said, "Okay, I'm here to grant your wish. You want to go to the ball. Let me help you." When she went to help her, she took a pumpkin and made it into a coach. She took the field mice and made them into horses, and she took a weasel to make him into the coachman. Now she turned to Cinderella and said, "You need to have a beautiful gown. Let me see the dress you have. Turn around and I will make you beautiful. Close your eyes." Cinderella closed her eyes and turned around. Fairy godmother made her a beautiful gown that was sparkly and beautiful and gorgeous. She took her wooden slippers and made them into glass slippers. Cinderella was so happy with the gown and the coachman and said, "How can I help you? Thank you for all you've done." Fairy godmother said, "You must remember to be home before midnight because all the magic will turn back to ordinary by the last stroke of midnight." Fairy godmother turned and said, "Have a good night and enjoy yourself." Cinderella climbed into her coach and ran and asked the coachman to drive her to the ball. She walked up the stairs to the ball and saw the prince. He saw her and his eyes were amazed at the beautiful girl. He asked her to dance, and they danced for a long time. The other girls at the ball were jealous because she was dancing with so long. Even her own sisters, Cinderella's sisters, did not recognize her. And when Prince was dancing with Cinderella, she was so happy and her dream was coming true. But then she heard strike 1 of 12. When at 12 o'clock, she knew that she had to stop. So she said, I must go, and left the prince. She ran out of the palace and down the stairs. But before she could get to the bottom of the stairs, she tripped, and one of her glass slippers was on the stairs. She got to the end of the stairs and hid behind a tree before the magic stopped. She went home and went to bed out of embarrassment and all her fun of the night. The next day, the prince told his footman, I have found a glass slipper. Whoever this glass slipper belongs to, I will marry. Go to each house and find out who fits this glass slipper. When he went to one house, he found nobody. A second house, he found nobody. And he went through the whole town till he came to Cinderella's house. Cinderella was in the kitchen doing dishes. He rang the doorbell, and when he rang the doorbell, her evil sisters answered the door. Yes, yes, it's my foot. Try it on me, said one of the sisters. One sister had too fat of a foot. The other sister had too small of a foot. And the coachman said, is there anybody else that lives in this house? And they said, only Cinderella, our sister, doing dishes. Bring her here. So they brought her here, and the prince tried on the slipper. He was happy and it fit perfectly. He said, Cinderella, this is your slipper. I remember you from the palace. Can you please marry me? Will you marry me? He picked her up and he took her, and they got married the next Saturday. And the two sisters were jealous of everything that Cinderella got, but she became princess of the land. This is the story of Cinderella. Thank you.